Living, structured soil, the world's most valuable resource.
Hi, I'm John Morris, owner and founder of AgriSentials. AgriSentials have pioneered New Zealand volcanic rock as a fertiliser blended with fish, seaweed and other natural ingredients, culminating in a fertiliser that is full of life, minerals and paramagnetic energy. Life begins and ends in the soil.
AgriSentials.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little visitation to Ross and Jan's garden. It is rather great to see the person that is caring for South Taranaki and their beautiful parks also caring for their own garden just as much. Well, we're going to go and find Pat Kennedy here at Value Timber and learn a little bit more about the timber that you can use in your projects, in your garden and in your creations. Well, g'day there, Pat. How's things?
Michael, back again.
Yeah, great wee yard here. I've got some fencing to put up, and I need a bit of advice on what posts go where, what's the number one, what's the number two, and so on.
Yep.
Can we go and have a look and show me?
No problem. Yep.
Great seeing all the stacks of timber and everything all around the place.
It's marvellous, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
Especially when the old sunshine. So you're going to be looking at Roundwood, or you're looking at
The whole
town
works.
stuff? Okay,
Yeah.
good as gold.
Yeah,
Yep.
sweet.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I find is that you go into a timber yard, you get your little brochure in the paper,
Yep.
but the language is a little bit hard to decipher.
Yeah, well, it can be if you're not into the job, you know, and used to it. But it's all pretty straightforward, really.
So as we're moving around,
Yep.
there's lots of standard sort of timbers all on the stacks here.
Yep.
Pat, after we've looked at our posts, can we have a look at a few of these?
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. This stuff down here is the timber that's it's been milled. It's down here dry or seasoning.
Yeah. Well, let's stop here for a moment.
Yep.
You've got your timber all spaced out.
Yep.
Sometimes we see the timber tied into a bundle. What's happening here?
This here, there's no sense in tying this because this is going to be remachined or reprocessed in the next month or so. So long as you've got your fillets all roughly in a row.
And that's what these are called, the fillets.
The fillets,
yeah.
which we actually use fence battens for fillets because it's a bit fatter than the normal fillet.
Yeah.
And when you take them out, you just stack these up for fence battens and sell them to the cocky for fence battens.
So
there's a double hinge thing with these.
And this is for forklifts, obviously,
Yeah,
but
the
bit
bearers,
extra space. Yeah.
But if you have them all hickory-pickory, the timber all bends when it's drying.
I see.
So having it all in a row really helps for the dryness of it and keeping it nice and
important
straight.
to have that air movement through, especially for pine.
Exactly. You know, this here is given 40 mils. Most other mills only have like about a 20 mil fillet, which they keep on reusing.
Yeah.
But we find with us air drying, having the extra width fillet dries faster.
Yeah, and air drying still one of the better
Oh,
ways.
definitely natural. You know, like if we were any bigger or all the other big mills around the country, they use kilns all the time. You know, it's straight in the kiln and it's out within a week or so, ready for sale. Air drying, the disadvantage is you've got it sitting in the yard for 3 or 4 months, not getting processed. But it's natural, the sun's doing it, the wind's blowing through, and it's far easier on the timber. The kiln, you put it through the kiln, it starts cracking, warps, twists, bends, not so easy. But good for the back pocket.
Yeah. And something to ask when you go to a yard, kiln or air dry?
Well, air dried's far better.
Yeah.
You're going to find less air dried because of the economics of it.
Yeah.
You know, a big sawmills would not have the room to have all the stuff air dried for 3 months in the yard, for example.
Yeah. Oh well, remember the word. Fillet stacking, and this, even when you buy your timber, is this how you should be stacking it if you're not using it straight away?
No. Now, when you've bought it, once it's been treated, there's no sense it being dry anymore. It's far better block stacked.
Yeah.
Because it is prone to the sun getting to it and bending, twisting, warping.
Yep.
So it's far better once you've bought it.
Yep.
You don't need it dry, leave it in the block stack, and then the sun won't destroy it.
I see. Yeah. What about when you open that block packet?
Well, that's once you open it easy to use it.
Yeah.
Use a top layer if you're concerned about it. Maybe put some corrugated iron on top.
I see.
Or something over just to keep it away
bit
from
of
the sun.
protection.
Yep. Winter time not so important. Summertime, the heat of the sun. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're on a mission to find posts.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go and find.
Okay.
It's interesting, Pat, often you see in your catalogues that come out, and you're part of a big marketing group, aren't you?
Yes, we're part of the BuildLink buying group.
Yeah. Now, you often see timber by lineal metre or by the packet.
Yep.
How much does a packet actually equate to?
Well, it's all about volume. It's like everything in sales. If you want more of the product, you get it for less. And a packet of timber is a cheaper way of buying it. We have farm packs, as we call it, in the Tannalised sawn stuff, mainly for farmers, which they buy a cubic metre of timber. So if you're buying the old 4x2 measurement, you'd obviously get twice as much in a farm pack as 8x2.
I see.
The old measurement, 200 by 50 or 100 by 50.
Yeah.
It's all about buying in volume, so you get a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Another thing with timber is it's generally cheaper and better for everyone if it's random metres, like
Right.
running metres.
Yeah.
But sometimes that doesn't work. If you're building a shed
Yeah.
and you want a whole lot of purlins, you can't order that in running metres because you need them all at 5 metre lengths or 4.5 metre lengths. So generally you can pay a little bit extra for that, for the pleasure of getting those lengths that you require.
Now here we've got some of those 8x8s, or shall
Yep.
we do 200 by 200? How? You've got a few grey hairs like me.
Yeah.
8x8s were very standard measurement in your use.
Yeah, well everyone, even in the yard now, everyone calls it, even the young ones call it an 8x8. It's easier to say than 200 by 200, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It comes out of your tongue a lot quicker. So
Yeah.
it's 8x8, 6x6s, but then people talk like that, but then they talk metric and length.
Yeah.
Well, they have a 6x6 at 5 metres long.
Yes.
Well, it's
Yeah.
easier to say than 150 by 150
Yes,
at 5
yes.
metres. So it's, yeah, just to work in the timber yard, you really have to be very up with the metric and imperial measurements. Otherwise, yeah.
Yes. Well, it's a bit like when you look at a lady, and it sounds a lot better saying she's 36 round, or whether she's 100 and or 1,000 and whatever
well, that's
millimetres
right,
round,
Michael.
isn't it?
That's probably not my forte. Probably not as much as yourself, maybe. But
We'll get off. But this has got the sight green colouring to it. Is
Yep.
that a sign of treatment?
that's the treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Treatment for a start when it first comes out of the plant. When it's real fresh, it's brown.
Yeah.
And then as it dries out, it goes green.
Green.
But you can see the thing that happens with timber is the old surface cracking.
Yeah.
That's the sun causes that. It's just something that's unfortunate, the byproduct of timber. There's nothing really you can do about it. The only thing you can minimise it is to try and dry it slowly.
Yeah.
But the sun, you can see what sun does to timber.
Yeah. And that's
then-
going to happen when it's popped in the ground as well, no matter when.
Some people will come and say, I don't want that with the cracks. They'll take it away, put it in the ground, and 3 months' time it's got cracks anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just part of it.
Yeah, and if you're finishing it with a stain or anything, those cracks are going to start to close up a little bit with
that's
some
right.
of the oil.
And you don't notice.
Yeah.
Yep.
How does somebody tell, outside of the colour, that the timber's been treated to the right standard?
They can't.
No.
They can't. Whether it's H3, the exterior treated, H4, H5, it's impossible to tell visually.
Yep.
The only thing you can go on is a brand on the end of the timber.
Yep.
The timber on the end should have a brand with the Tannalised plant number and the treatment.
Yep.
But sometimes, in a lot of cases, that's cut off when they're making a square cut.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
but when they
unfortunately,
first
you
come
can,
in, yeah.
you can with lab testing,
Yep.
but you can't visually.
No.
AgriSentials fertilisers increase topsoil depth, carbon content, fertility, water retention, soil drainage, soil biology, minerals, and improve plant and animal and human health.
AgriSentials, makers of the best fertilisers on and for the earth. New Zealand farmers, the choice is yours.
AgriSentials.